Girl, sit down and shut the door, because it looks like the streets have finally figured out how Diddy got HIV, and I guarantee that y'all are about to be shook. Word on the streets is that Diddy allegedly had a lil something something with influencer Gina Tew back in the day, and she allegedly gave him HIV. Say what now? And every time we think that we have finally gotten to the last of the chaos, something new pops up, and this situation with Gina is about to blow things wide open all over again. So how exactly did Diddy and Gina meet, and who else did they pass the virus to? Let's break it down. Okay, so it's interesting that Gina would speak up, but then again, I guess we shouldn't be too surprised because she has never shied away from talking about her status. In fact, she is one of the few influencers who have come forward to talk about it without feeling ashamed about it. She came forward on her own back in 2022 and revealed that she didn't know she had HIV, and because it went untreated for so long, it developed into AIDS. She said, "All I know is that because I was so sick to the point of death, they said I had to have it for 8 to 10 years. And in that time frame, I was living in New York City and I was homeless. I did get SA'd a couple times, not something I like to talk about." Now, I need y'all to keep the New York part in mind because we're going to get back to it in a bit. Since she first revealed her status, Gina has posted more videos about how she's dealing with the virus, including this video that she captioned, "I lost all my muscle and strength due to immune system, AIDS, and being in a hospital bed for so long."
This will be the last time that we stand. I don't know how long we've been here, but
Yeah, I got here probably about 20 minutes before you.
you ready?
Okay.
1, 2, 3. Push through those legs. Come on, push, 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 push. Stand up, stand up, stand up. Push through those legs. Come on, do it. Push those legs. Anyway, not bad.
Not bad at all.
But she has been putting in the effort to get better, and a while ago, she revealed that she now weighed over 100 pounds from just 65 pounds. She said, "So last y'all heard I was 98 pounds, right? Well, I am now 105 pounds, baby. I freaking made it. The doctor said it was actually 106 pounds, but I'm like, no, because I'm taking off one for my clothes, you know, and my shoes. Even if it is 106, y'all, I made it. That was my goal weight." She's also back to walking on her own and seems to be doing good. But what does this have to do with Diddy? Well, word on the streets is that Diddy allegedly also has HIV, and he might have been the one to infect Gina. This is wild, but the conspiracy theories started getting stronger when Diddy went to prison. When he was on the outside, he had access to his fancy doctors, and it was easy to keep his viral load pretty low, so low that nobody could have guessed. The rumors were already going around then, but a lot of people didn't believe it at the time because he looked healthy. But when you think about it, it's not so surprising that Diddy would allegedly have an STI or an STD. His freak-offs are legendary, and not in a good way. There have been reports of freak-off sessions that got out of hand, and from the way those things happened, it doesn't seem like they always remember to use protection. The freak-offs were wild AF, and according to rumors, STIs and STDs were passed around like party favors. Oh, and let's not forget the rumors that he allegedly gave Usher herpes. So yeah, HIV is not out of the imagination. And once Diddy went to prison and no longer had access to his fancy doctors, the effects of the virus started to show. From the moment the trial started, folks couldn't ignore how different Diddy looked. Gone was that flashy, unstoppable energy he used to carry everywhere. Whether he was shutting down red carpets or just strutting through the city like he owned it, instead he looked smaller, older, tired, like life had taken a real swing at him. And no, this wasn't just a little weight loss. There was something deeper, something off, and people started whispering that this was more than just stress. At first, most people chalked it up to the pressure. The legal trouble he was in would have rattled anybody, especially someone who's been living the high life for decades. But this felt different. It was like the shine had completely worn off, and what was left had people worried. It didn't take long for the rumors to start flying, and as the days went on, people began saying this felt different. It wasn't just about missing the spotlight or being out of his element. Some started to believe something much deeper was going on. Whispers turned into full-blown speculation. More and more people began to suggest that his appearance wasn't just from pressure or aging, but possibly tied to a serious health issue. And pretty quickly, one theory began to dominate, that Diddy might be battling HIV. The chatter only got louder when those courtroom sketches hit the internet. Social media users zoomed in, dissecting every detail of his face. They pointed out his hollow cheeks, tired-looking eyes, and a lack of energy that just didn't seem like him. People compared the drawings and real footage to older photos, and the physical shift was undeniable. Even court reporters who were actually in the room mentioned how off he seemed, not just emotionally drained, but physically sluggish in a way that raised eyebrows. This wasn't casual gossip anymore. It became a serious topic of conversation online, with fans and critics alike questioning what might really be going on behind the scenes. Girl, when I say the internet exploded after that, I mean it went up in flames. People weren't just talking about Diddy possibly messing around. The real shock came from the wave of rumors suggesting he might have exposed other celebrities to HIV during those infamous freak-offs. And once that started making the rounds, things got real messy. Because, let's be honest, the list of celebrities rumored to have attended those parties is long, and some of those names hold serious weight in the industry. So once people started connecting the dots, it felt like a scandal waiting to erupt. It wasn't just about Diddy anymore. It turned into a much bigger question about who might have been involved and who might have been affected. And to make it worse, Hollywood already has that reputation. You know, the kind of scene where everyone's hooked up with everyone at some point. The lines between friendships, relationships, and hookups are so blurred that if even a fraction of this rumor is true, the ripple effect would be huge. People started questioning not just Diddy's status, but the health and honesty of some of the biggest names in the game. Then Jaguar Wright came through and threw gasoline on the fire. She didn't just say Diddy had HIV, she claimed that he had been living with it for a while and that he wasn't the only one. According to her, there are at least 20 other men in the industry who might be facing the exact same thing. That claim sent the internet into overdrive. People started pulling up old interviews, digging into past appearances, and rewatching clips with a whole new lens.
I mean, he actually caught HIV, like having like a lot of women.
Oh yeah, let's just go down the rabbit hole of all of his sins.
I'm just saying.
You want to know what's wild about that though? He faced that head up.
He did.
He didn't stop. And he didn't stop doing what he's done.
He an advocate. Now he did that. And
period. Listen to me. He faced that head up. How many dudes is running around undetectable? G.
Come on.
In the game. Man. Because I could tell you 20 right now that I could rattle off names, and would nobody be able to sue me?
The rumors blew up from there, and the internet went into full investigation mode. People started combing through Diddy's past relationships and industry connections, trying to figure out who else might be caught up in this mess. One name that kept popping up over and over was Usher. Fans immediately brought up how close Diddy and Usher used to be, especially those stories about Usher living with him as a teen. And with these new claims swirling, all those old questions came rushing back to the surface. But it didn't stop there. Other names started getting thrown into the mix too. Meek Mill's name came up, especially because of how often he's been seen around Diddy in recent years. Then Craig Mack, who passed away in 2018 from what was reported as heart failure, suddenly became part of the conversation again, with people wondering if there was more to his story than we were told. Even Kim Porter's name wasn't off limits. Despite her death being labeled as pneumonia-related, fans have long speculated that something didn't sit right with how it all played out. But one name that people could have never seen coming is Gina Tew. Y'all remember the New York part and how she said she got HIV in New York? Well, she recently confirmed that the person who gave her HIV is a popular celebrity based in New York and lives that kind of lifestyle, if you catch my drift. And there is nobody who fits that description more than Diddy. According to reports, she said she was confident the person who transmitted it to her was a particular celebrity man who she had been sexually with on and off for years and actually had feelings for. The influencer was alerted by someone she knew to an interview with the unnamed celebrity, which prompted Tew to start thinking again about how she had contracted the virus. She spoke about how she had dealt with cops over this person due to conduct, and said comments he made in the interview made her think again.
And I've dealt with cops over this person due to sexual conduct stuff that I thought was no big deal, so I brushed it off. But the fact that it's coming back to my face and they're telling me stuff about STDs and all this mess, and this man has been with me and everybody else doing the same thing with everybody else, and I don't know how to just brush it off anymore, because it's like, what if this is the person who did this to me and he's living his best life? But hey, you can't have assumptions because it just makes an ass out of you and me. That's what they say. I'll never know. I'll never know, right? But I just don't like seeing stuff like that. I wake up and it ruins my whole day because I'm like, I don't think about this stuff for that reason because I don't want to even, I can't do anything about it.
And considering all the evidence against Diddy, plus the previous allegations of him keeping his STI status hidden and allegedly giving Usher herpes, it's not all that shocking that he would allegedly do this to Gina. This is heartbreaking, but drop your thoughts in the comments, then check out this next video.